Hi everyone, I'm going to take a look at this Player of the Week selection that's come out today. We've actually got two Player of the Week selections today. The other one's from the Champions League. I'm going to do a separate video for that one. I'm planning to upload that tomorrow morning, so keep an eye out for that one. As always, I will put timestamps for each player in the description, so if you're looking to hear about a particular player, just go to the description and there'll be a link there to take you straight to the player. So, let's have a look at who we got this week. Starting as always with the lowest rated. Just one 4-star this week. It's the goalie, Bulka. Polish keeper. So this guy, first thing I notice is he is 199 centimeters. That's 6'6" roughly. He's a big dude. Most important attribute is 84 for awareness and reflexes. It's not outstanding, but it's pretty solid. It's not brilliant with the catching and parrying. Could be worse. Remember, this is a 4-star keeper, so can't ask for too much. A lot of keepers, even some of the good 5-star keepers, aren't great at either catching or parrying or both, so it's not a massive concern. But like I say, awareness and reflex is pretty solid, but reach at 89 for a goalie who's 199 centimeters tall, that's good. That tells me he's going to cover a lot of the goal and he should be good at those accurate shots into the corner, the sort of long range finesse shots and so on. So he actually looks pretty solid for a 4-star to me. The one concern, 66 for jumping is not great. But bear in mind, as a 199 centimeter tall goalie, players who are that tall don't tend to have high jumping because they're that tall. They don't really need it. So I would like that to be higher, but it's not disastrously low. So I think on the whole, this guy is actually a fairly solid goalie. For a 4-star goalie, he's pretty solid. I think for anyone, especially if you need goalies, if you've not got many goalies in your squad, he could be a pretty solid one to pick up. For a lot of us, if we've got a lot of elite keepers, then you know the likes of Oli Khan and so on, then you might not need him. But certainly, he could be a lot worse for a 4-star keeper. And next we have James Tarkowski from Everton. So Tarkowski actually is a pretty solid all-round keeper, to be honest. Not keeper, centre-back, sorry. The only real change they've made is that they've given him weighted pass as an extra skill, which is not going to make a huge difference, but I guess it's nice. If you look at the skills, he's already got interception, blocker, man marking, acrobatic clearance, aerial superiority, heading. He's pretty much got the complete set and sliding tackle, I should add. Pretty much the complete set for a centre-back. So you look at all his attributes. Defenses are all in the 80s. Engagement only 82. Could be a bit higher. Pace, neither of them have hit the 70 mark. So, that could be a bit higher as well. But it's not disastrous. Physically, though, he's very strong. 91 physical contact is excellent. Jumping's good at 86. And heading likewise 86. So with aerial superiority, he's strong in the air. 76 stamina is okay. So yeah, would like it to be a bit quicker, and the engagement I'd like it to be a bit higher. But apart from that, this is actually a pretty good solid centre-back with a good set of skills. So not a bad card at all, that one. And then we have another centre-back, Johnny Evans. They've made him a build-up instead of a destroyer. And again, they've given him weighted pass after that assist for Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, I mean, he could do with blocker, but I think apart from that, heading, aerial superiority, I think blocker's probably the only skill you'd want to add. He's got a good selection there. The pace is a bit quicker than Tarkowski. The defenses are probably slightly better overall. Very aggressive. Physical contact and the aerial strength, not quite as good as Tarkowski, but still decent. So yeah, again, like Tarkowski, you've got another solid centre-back option here. Neither of them are, elite, like real top-tier centre-backs, but they're both pretty decent, pretty solid. So yeah, I think Evans, much like Tarkowski, you've got two centre-backs, and if you get either of those and you need a centre-back, could be a pretty decent spin for you. Then we have my weekly mispronunciation, Eustaquio. Probably got that wrong. So this guy, unwavering form, just noticed that. So he's normally an orchestrator, but he's a box-to-box this time. He can play defensive mid or centre mid. And looking at his attributes, on the ball he's okay. The ball control is the most important, so he's got that in the 80s. The other two not brilliant, so you're not going to do too much kind of dribbling with him, but the control's decent. Passing is fantastic. 91 low pass, 87 lofted pass. This guy can play a pass. I'm going to go straight to the skills and see what we've got here. One touch pass, through passing, weighted pass, low lofted pass. This guy's passing is fantastic. And you carry on down here. Interception and blocker, and then sliding tackle fighting spirit. So interception and blocker, very nice. They're fantastic bonus skills for a centre mid, but for a defensive mid especially, they're important. So it's got a nice selection of skills there. Down the middle is defensive attributes. Not brilliant, but they're certainly not bad. Engagement's very high. I think if you're going to play him as a defensive midfielder, he can do a job, but you'd probably want him in a double pivot alongside a real specialist defensive midfielder, someone like a Casemiro or a Rodri, someone like that. But certainly he can do his defensive work. And then on the right, pace is all right. Physically and balance as well, he's kind of okay. He's not brilliant, but not too bad either. And stamina's pretty good. And that's important for a box-to-box. He's going to be making a lot more runs up and down the pitch than he would do as an orchestrator on his normal card. So, yeah, this guy with the fantastic passing he's got, the fact that he's got interception and blocker, I think this guy is a really neat box-to-box card. I'd be pretty pleased if I get this guy. And then we have Morata. Got a couple of headers against Real Madrid, so they have given him aerial superiority, as you can see, and he's already got acrobatic finishing and heading, so going to be good from crosses, Morata. Got first time shot as well, and one touch pass, which is a nice skill to have for a striker. Super sub, always keep that in mind, it's a lovely bonus. And you look at the attributes, the awareness, the finishing, the heading, both well into the 80s, so that's great. He's going to take his chances, he's going to get into good positions. On the ball, he's not brilliant. You wouldn't expect him to. It's Morata. He's not really about getting on the ball and doing all the dribbling and stuff. So not a big concern, but something to keep in mind. Don't ask too much of him on the ball. Passing's okay for a striker. One-touch pass makes that better. Quite quick for a big, tall guy. He's going to get in the end of crosses, so that's good. That's nice to have that pace. The kicking power, jumping, of course, in the air. So he's got aerial superiority and 80 for jumping. For a guy who's 6'2", should be decent in the air. Physical contact's okay. Balance isn't brilliant. Again, he's a big rangy guy. You wouldn't expect that, but again, the fact he's not great on the ball, he's quite tall. Balance isn't great. Just be careful with him on the ball, not to do too much with him. Stamina's all right. So, yeah, he's a decent striker, this Morata, and he's a super sub as well. And they've made him a fox in the box. So he's not going to be quite as aggressive with his forward runs as a goal poacher would. But at the same time, I quite like fox in the box as a play style. Strikers tend to just make those slightly later runs into the box, and it can be good for getting on the end of crosses, especially. So, yeah, I like this card. It's a good one. Fox in the box, super sub, good in the air. That's a nice Morata card, that. Then we have Kieran Trippier. I already have this guy. I've used him a lot because I'm a Newcastle fan. And what they've done with Trippier is basically, in terms of his skills, they've given him one-touch pass, which is handy. As you can see from the skills he already has, weighted pass, pinpoint crossing, low lofted pass. It's what you'd expect from Trippier. He's got fantastic crossing on him and a good pass in general. That one-touch pass is very handy. Defensively, though, as you always get with Trippier, he's a bit lacking skills. Sliding tackle, pretty much it. You know, captaincy, fighting spirit, they come in handy, but you really want a fullback to have interception. Ideally, you'd like things like blocker, maybe man marking, maybe acrobatic clearance. So he's lacking defensive skills. His attributes defensively are okay, though. Not great, but not terrible. So he's okay defending. Pace, again, it's okay. It's not brilliant. I would like the speed to be up into the mid-80s for a fullback. So it's a little bit of a concern. His regular card is pretty much the same for pace. So I can say, having used his regular card quite a bit, you can get away with it. But like I say, it's nice to have a bit more speed in the fullback. So it's a slight concern, along with the lack of defensive skills. Physical contact, again, it's not disastrous for a fullback, but could be better. Balance is okay. Stamina is great, 90. Down the left, you see on the ball, he's all right on the ball. Nothing special, but certainly he's pretty tidy on the ball. But then that's where he really comes into his own. Low pass at 81, lofted pass 91, curl 90, kicking power 81. This guy's crossing is elite. Kieran Trippier's crossing is absolutely fantastic. That's clearly his biggest strength. I personally would say he's a very attacking fullback, where you've got to be careful of his lack of defensive skills, and to an extent his pace as well, not being quite so high as I'd like, but also he could be a bit of a Beckham type of winger. I'm not saying he's as good as Beckham, but you look at the balance of his attributes, he's got a decent pace but not brilliant. He's decent on the ball and not a great dribbler, but it's the passing and the crossing and the fact they're giving him one-touch pass as well. I think he could be someone who'd be pretty effective as a right midfielder if that suits your kind of tactics, your formation. So something to bear in mind. So depending how you play, I think this guy could be a very good card to pick up. I would really like to get this guy and try him out right midfield especially. And then we have Berardi. We've had a few Berardi cards. Not a huge difference really between the cards we've had before and this one. They've made him a creative playmaker. And what you need to bear in mind by that is that will be active right midfield and SS. Not sure about wide right forward. But he won't be making as many sort of aggressive runs into attacking positions with this creative playmaker playstyle as he would with his normal prolific winger playstyle. I like to play as normal. I've actually got a feature version of him that's prolific winger, and I play it as an SS, which I really like because he makes nice runs from that position. He is very effective wide right as well, but like I say, keep in mind that play style. It's going to kind of hold him back a little bit. But looking at his attributes, nothing really unexpected from any version of Berardi, to be honest. He's very good at dribbling. He's okay with his control and his tight possession. Passing is very good. Crossing as well, very good. He's got pinpoint crossing. Finishing is very good. 83 finishing, 86 curl. And as you see when you look at his skills, he's got long range curler, so he should have a deadly long range curler on him. Long range shooting as well. First time shot, one touch pass, through passing, and pinpoint crossing. Outside curler is nice, but all these skills here relate to end product. This guy's got great end product. Shooting, crossing, passing, excellent. Good pace as well. Doesn't have the best balance. Stamina's not brilliant as well. So, and also attacking awareness could be a bit higher as well. So this isn't the most exciting Berardi card. He is quite neat, but the fact that there are a few things where he could be a little bit better, I'm not too excited about him. I've got a version of him that I prefer to this, primarily because of the play style. But if you don't mind that play style, like I say, with all the end product that he's got, with the passing, shooting, and crossing, could be a pretty tidy player. Could be very effective for a lot of people. Then we have Martinez Quarta from Fiorentina. Our third centre-back, build up. And the only thing they've changed with this guy, they've given him blocker, so that adds to his skill set, which is nice. Got interception, blocker, man marking, back clearance, aerial superiority. Pretty much near enough a complete set for a centre-back, except heading. He doesn't have heading. His heading attribute's only 77, so as much as he'll be fairly good at winning headers, because he's quite good physically and in the air, and he's got aerial superiority, his actual headers themselves might not be overly accurate. You just might find when you're winning headers with him that the headers maybe go to a teammate. You don't get enough on the header, so that might be something to keep in mind. But outside of that, it's pretty decent on the ball for centre back. Defenses are quite good actually, all in the high 80s except engagement. That's a big disappointment. 79 defensive engagement for a 5-star centre back, and that's not good. I'll be pretty disappointed with that. Pace is fairly decent for a centre back. Yeah, he's a guy who's got a lot of good about him. The heading's a slight concern. Defensive engagement being so low is a big concern. So if it went for the defensive engagement, I'd be quite keen to get this guy. He looks quite neat, but yeah, that combined with his heading not being so great is a bit concerning. I'll be a little bit uneasy about playing this guy, but certainly there are qualities there. So it could be worse, but not perfect, certainly. Then we have another Mitoma card. This is an interesting Mitoma card, though, because they have given him the whole player playing style. Now, if you play him as a wide left forward, I don't think that'll be active. Pretty sure it's not active in that position, but left midfield, his registered position, that will be active. So he's going to be quite aggressive with his attacking runs, making those runs in the kind of number 10 area and into the box. A lot of people will like that, and a lot of people will also like super sub that they've given him. So this guy could be a deadly super sub. All these skills, all the dribbly stuff you'd expect, he normally has. First time shot as well, but I've also given him heading as well. So not the biggest guy, not great in the air. He's not really got the jumping or the heading attributes, but having the heading skill might help if he gets on the end of a cross here and there. But ultimately, is a guy who's quick, good balance, fantastic dribbling, finishing 81 as well, along with first time shot, which is good when he gets into those attacking positions. And as a super sub, yeah, as a Mitoma card and with the whole player playing style, I think this is a pretty interesting one. If you don't have him already, this could be a great card to pick up. And I think there might be some people who've already got him who really fancy picking this one up because of the play style and the fact he's a super sub as well. So pretty tidy card this. And then the last two we've got Harry Kane. He's our highest rated. This is a fox in the box Harry Kane. I think that will appeal to a lot of people because he's normally a deep lying forward. A deep lying forward will kind of drop deep and loiter around a lot and not be as aggressive with his runs forward. But as a fox in the box, he will be more aggressive. He'll get into those attacking positions in the area to get goal scoring opportunities more often, which is good. I certainly prefer that. Looking at his attributes, obviously the attacking awareness and the finishing, both mid-90s, is outstanding. His passing is really good for a striker, and they have given him through passing. I don't think he's normally got that. He's got all the things you'd normally expect: first time shot, acrobatic finishing, aerial superiority and heading, long range curler. He can finish pretty much any type of chance as you would expect from Harry Kane, but what you've got to be wary of is that, similar to Morata, he's not brilliant on the ball. You know, his control was okay, but not brilliant. And then the dribbling and tight possession, not so great. balance 62, poor. He's not quick either, so it's what you'd expect from Harry Kane. I don't think anyone's going to expect to be able to go dribbling around everyone with Kane, but you do just need to be very careful with him on the ball and make sure you set him up well for his chances and don't try and make him shoot when he's off balance and stuff. But as long as you play to his strengths and you keep those weaknesses in mind, I think this is an excellent Harry Kane card, especially with that box in the box play style. And lastly, Kolo Muani from PSG. It's another striker who has a new play style. He's normally a deep line forward as well. He's now a goal poacher, and that makes it a very interesting card because he's got good attacking awareness, good finishing, and he's got good pace, and he's quite a tall guy as well. And as you see from his attributes here, his skills, sorry, he's got heading, he's got acrobatic finishing. He's got the usual first-time shot, what you'd expect from a striker, rising shot, which is nice. He's got one-touch pass and through passing. So that's excellent. Pinpoint crossing, I don't think is going to make too much difference. It's not going to come into play very often, but one-touch pass and through passing with 78 for low pass, that's pretty tidy, especially for a goal poacher. As a deep line forward, it's really nice, and it's important for a player who plays that playing style, but as a goal poacher, you don't really expect it, and you probably don't need it very often. But when you do, he's going to have good passing for a striker. 74 heading, he's got the heading skill. Jumping 82 for a guy who's 6'1", nearly 6'2". Like I say, good pace, the awareness and finishing. This is an unwavering form as well. This is a pretty tidy card, this. I like it. I've got his regular card, the deep line forward, and I like it. He's pretty neat. He scores goals for me. And as a goal poacher, I reckon this guy's going to be very effective as well. So, yeah, another effective card. I think overall, this is a pretty good selection. I'm not sure which one I pick out as the best. I think there's a whole bunch of decent ones in there. There's not many really that I think we're disappointed with. So, yeah, good selection on the whole. So, hopefully you found it useful. Like I say, watch out tomorrow morning for my Champions League Player of the Week review. I'll do the same as this for the Champions League pack. But aside from that, hopefully you found that useful. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.